Hey everyone, it's Robert McCannell, and welcome to this week's edition of Seacret Academy Live. And I'm very pleased to welcome a special guest today. He's a founding leader of Seacret, and I mean, simply put, he is a network marketing expert. So he has a special gift for coaching people, for leading them, for motivating them. And today he's going to tell us about some of the things that are very essential in your daily business to move your business forward. Well, you may have guessed already. His name is Jesse Macpherson. Welcome, Jesse.
Thank you so much, Robert, for having me here today. And to all my fellow Seacret agents out there, I want to say hello. I hope you guys are doing well during this kind of crazy time that we find ourselves in. And excited to be here on this Seacret Academy. I'm a huge fan of education, of training, of always being curious about what it's going to take to get you and your business to the next level, and to mentally prepare yourself for the journey to success inside of Seacret, which is a lot of fun.
So now I want a little inside information. Yep. While we have you to ourselves, Jesse, yep, I just wanted to hear a little bit of your story. So you used to be a hip hop dancer. Mm-hmm. Now you're an expert network marketer. Like that, how did that happen? Like, how did you discover Seacret? Tell us the story.
Yeah, so my journey in Seacret started 9 years ago in 2011. I can tell you I wasn't looking for Seacret. It was a family member called me from Chicago and said I should look at this company. And I was like, why are you calling me about lipstick? And he was like, it's not lipstick, it's skincare. And I was like, I don't get the difference. I was super confused, but he was like, just look at it. I told him about how uninterested I was and not so many nice words for about 45 minutes. And luckily he was persistent. So Fabian, thank you. Totally changed my life. But he said, you got to meet this company and you got to hear their story. And that was one of those things. I was a hard no, but my ex was actually already purchasing the products from the kiosk in the mall. And that was really the only reason why we ended up coming to take a look at Seacret. And we really fell in love with the family, the Ben Shabbat family, and meeting them and their story and what they were doing. So it wasn't so much about skincare and the products. It was really understanding the mission and the vision of what this family and this community was building, which was really not, using people to build a business. It was using a business to build people and to help see them grow and build this community around the world that was based on incredible principles and values of service. And I loved that concept. But my journey actually in this profession didn't start in 2011. It actually started in 2002. I was when I was first introduced to network marketing, and that's when I was in Los Angeles. So a little background on me. I was born up near the Bay in San Francisco, but I grew up in the sticks in Northern California in a town of about 500 people. We had about 80 acres. We lived on a big Christmas tree farm. And I'm Jewish, so I think that's funny. But I kept moving south, and I made it to Los Angeles when I was 17 to pursue a background in entertainment and dance with hip hop. And I found out early. My mom was a dancer growing up. I got a picture of here. She was a ballerina dancing with Joffrey in New York City when she was like 18, and she always loved dance. So when I was younger, I would go to the dance studio and watch her dance classes, and the jazz and ballet I just didn't connect with, but this bass was coming out of these other rooms right when kind of hip hop and kind of MTV, the kind of music industry, dance industry started to kind of get some momentum. So I moved to LA in 2000 to pursue that career, and found out you have to teach a lot of dance classes to pay rent. So I was looking for a way to earn some extra income while I was pursuing my passion, without having to get a traditional job. And most of the people in my field, if you were in the entertainment industry, it was either waiting or bartending. You needed to find something that was somewhat flexible so you could do auditioning during the day or something. And I didn't want to do those things. But I needed to do something, but I didn't know what to do. So kind of stuck. I was tired of calling mom at the end of the month and being like, last time, I promise. and a woman in my dance class introduced me to network marketing.
That's awesome.
Asked me to take a listen. So,
well, that's a pretty amazing story. Now, you have some valuable information to share. I think especially new agents will find this very helpful because, when you start in this business, you kind of fumble around, you don't really know what to do, you need a little direction. So let me do some screen sharing here and bring up some talking points that you've created for us.
Yeah.
Well, where is it?
Actually, before you get to it, maybe I can intro this concept, because I think it's something that is really important. I remember when I got started in this profession, I was a train wreck. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know. I didn't sign up my first person until my 5th month in business. So if you made a penny in your first 4 months, you're doing better than when I first started. And I say that to say, look, your story when you get started is either an example or a warning. I think mine was a warning as to what not to do in the very beginning, hopefully an example here today. But part of the reason why I love sharing some of these concepts is because I want you to understand, doesn't matter really where you start from or where you're coming from. And I think that's one of the things that is the big difference, where sometimes it seems the kind of the mountain of success, or to get to the top of a company. I remember thinking, man, if I could have 10 people on my team, that would be seem like so many. And then the thought of 100 was like, oh my God. And then the people that said they had like 1,000, I was like, that doesn't even make any sense, And how do you get to these levels of success coming from no background, no education? My background was 19. There was no background. So, and really when I started really studying the people that had gotten there, and I found is that it was really the biggest key to success inside of their business was consistency. It's the most important skill. And what they were doing was there were certain things that they were doing consistently, and over a period of time, those things would start to compound and start seeing results where it was like this kind of overnight success, And most people I found it, you hear them say, it took me 5 years to become an overnight success. It was this period of time where they were doing these disciplines. And a lot of times the challenge is that most people don't realize how significant they are, because in the moment, it doesn't seem to make a big difference. So in our business, what I found is successful people have successful habits, period. That's it. So if somebody has love and passion in their marriage for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, it's not on accident. All right. If somebody has incredible health and fitness for 20, 30, 40, 50 years continuously, it's not on accident. Somebody's done well financially in their lives, for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, regardless of the economy, it's not on accident. There are these certain disciplines that people have on a daily basis. The problem is a lot of times they're so slight that doing them in the very beginning, sometimes it doesn't seem to make a difference in the moment. Therefore, we don't understand the power of them when they're strung together over a period of time. So a simple example is this. Let's say, Robert, you and I are going to go on a journey to get into the best shape of our life. And let's say we both want to, lose 20 pounds. I know you don't need to. But let's just pretend that's our situation. And we both want to lose 20 pounds. And today you decide to, go for a little run, go for a little walk, get your body moving. And today for lunch, you decide to have a salad. Did you lose 20 pounds today? No. Now let's say today I go, you know what? I'll put it off till tomorrow. I'm going to go have, a Big Mac or whatever it is, right? Now I don't instantly gain weight from eating the Big Mac. So the actual daily action of having a Big Mac or having a Life by Seacret, shake and greens, we don't see the immediate impact of that. That'd be cool if we did, right? If there was such an instant gratification of that, where it was like, if you ate a Big Mac and like someone next to you died instantly, 4 out of 5 times, you'd probably be like, maybe we shouldn't do this. So, but that's not usually how it works. It's this delayed thing where we don't really see the cause and the effect immediately from some of our actions. So what I found though, is these were kind of some of the daily disciplines or the daily actions, the daily steps that if you do these things consistently and you see them compound in your business, it doesn't actually take that long to start seeing some incredible results. But we broke it down into things that we knew, regardless of your schedule, because most people start our business spare time and part-time, and they have to find a way to weave this business around everything going on in their world. And so these were things that we want to do is keep it simple. Real quickly, we'll go through them. Which is number one is products. You've got to be a product of your product. And, we hear this all the time. There's only one sell you really need to make. And that is when you sell yourself. Is when you are sold, you can stop selling everybody else, because you become the testimonial of your products. It's not strange. It's not weird. It's when people find that you're not trying to sell them, you're trying to give them the type of experience that you're so excited about. that's when things can change. And look, I've got like, I got like 6 products just right here on, on my desk. And my goal obviously is not just to be a product of the product, but to start sharing those experiences with people. So we say use your products morning and night. So if you're not using your products, it's going to be not only difficult. I mean, obviously it's hypocritical. I mean, that's like telling somebody, hey, there's this Mexican food restaurant down the street. It's amazing. You got to go. And they're like, what should I eat? And you're like, well, I've never been. Like that just doesn't, it's incongruent with, so being a product of the product, obviously, hopefully we don't have to spend much time on that.
I love that idea though. I just want to pop in to say one of the greatest things about Seacret is it's unisex.
Yep.
You know, we have something for everyone, and it's so much easier to have passion when you can use the products. I mean, you know, people have approached me about selling various products, you know, makeup and so forth. And like, I don't wear makeup like women wear makeup, you know what I mean? So it's really hard for me to have the same passion about a product that, that we have at Seacret, because we can use these products daily. So that's a really good point.
And find your product that's like your one. Like everyone's got their favorite product that you are a little psycho about. And that's good. We want you to be obsessed about something, because that passion is going to translate. And you've heard it said, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And so get through and look, if you haven't, you know, dove into the product line, it's one of the reasons I bought the big package of products when I came to Seacret, not because I was planning on using all the products. I wanted to experience all the products, because I was like, I don't know what any of this stuff is. I remember like my first week in Seacret, I felt like I was, you know, in some kind of a movie, just putting stuff on everything and everywhere, just so that way I could experience how it felt, how it smelled, you know, how my skin would feel afterwards. So there isn't one product. I haven't tried the mascara, although that feels like it'd be a really funny TikTok video nowadays or something. I should probably.
You could go viral, Jesse.
I could. This is my chance. I guess it's time. But step number 2 is to learn. And this is one of those daily actions where in life, I could spend an hour on this subject alone. I'm very passionate about it, because in life, you're either growing or you're dying. There is really no in between. And you want to get trained and sharpen your skills. It was either Benjamin Franklin or Abraham Lincoln. I don't know, somebody that was wise and before my time said that if he had 4 hours to chop down a tree, he'd spend 3 hours sharpening his axe and 1 hour hitting the tree. And a lot of us, instead of taking old skills to a new business, it's time to update our skills or kind of learn new skills, so that way we can be effective with the time that we're putting in. Now, in the beginning, I want you to understand you're going to be bad before you're good. That's just is what it is. So you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to become great. And that's a process of being kind of accepting the failure of learning our business, because how you get good at anything is through attempting. And this is why children, thank God we learned to walk as kids. Because if we had to learn to walk as adults, I don't know if most people would be walking around. They might have tried it 3 or 4 times and been like, I don't know, it's just not for me. I mean, I've tried, you know, and but I love the resilience, and I want you to think kind of like that childlike curiosity of learning and studying our business. Our business is not a luck-based business. Our business is a skill-based business, and all the skills that you need to be successful inside of our business can be learned. And what's exciting is that there's trainings like this, trainings in your back office, trainings from your support team. There's weekly Zooms with almost every major leader. Some do daily Zooms where you can learn to train and hone your skills to get better, and anybody can get better. So I hope that you take your learning in this business seriously as you would have getting an education, because if you wanted to be a doctor, you got to pass the bar. If you want to, if you want to be an attorney, you got to pass the bar. If you want to be a doctor, you got to pass the medical board, right? And those are usually high-end professions that people will spend 3 or 4, 5, 6 years or longer. Not only that, as they have to be tested on their proficiency to be able to make maybe $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year. Here's amazing. There are people inside of our profession that earn $100,000, $200,000 a month. Not normal, but they took their business seriously. So I want you to understand is treat our business like a profession and become a professional. And that can start by just a little bit every day. Number 3, connect. You want to be connecting with people on a daily basis. And we say minimum 5 days a week, but I mean, obviously it's not that difficult to do more. Back when I first got started inside of my network marketing career, we didn't have Facebook, we didn't have social media, we didn't have the ways of really connecting with people nowadays. And even when you're stuck, in your home, you reach out to people and connect. Now, notice I didn't say pitch people. This isn't like, I don't want you to go spam your social media and Facebook walls with that stuff, because that stuff just doesn't work. Look, and maybe it did 10 years ago when social media was new, but now people have just been inundated with it. They're not coming to social media for them to be pitched and spammed. It's not what they're there to connect. And so connect with people is ask questions, find people with similar interests, get some training from your support team. But if you just 2 people a day, and here's an easy place to start, go to your Facebook, right? If you have over 600 people on your Facebook, then that means that on average, about 2 birthdays a day are happening in your Facebook. So check to see whose birthday it is and wish them a happy birthday and find out how they're doing and what's going on and how's the world been in the midst of Corona, and actually start a conversation. And well, when does the pitch happen? Just either it'll happen organically or won't. I just want you to start connecting with more people, because our business is a relationship business. So foster your relationships, connect and communicate, couple new people every single day. You'll be surprised as to how many conversations and communication, when you're being open, authentic, and authentically connecting with nothing, without trying to, and with no agenda, how many of those conversations will turn into great conversations about future and potentially what you're so excited about and what it could be for them in their world. So
yeah, that's very good advice.
Number 4. You want to touch on that?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Number 4 is post on your social media. This is an opportunity for you to start building your brand. Now, here's what I would recommend, and consult with your support team, is don't use your social media to spam your company and or your products. This is an opportunity for you to be able to start posting about engaging things that are adding content, adding value. So I want you to think about is, what can I do to add value to the people that are around me, the people that I know? And some of that might be something fun, something positive, something uplifting. And I want you to just be kind of, cognizant of what you're putting out there, because I have found is just posting up your website or posting up your link a lot of times doesn't generate to sales. In fact, a lot of times I see that secret agents, they post things that the people that are already on the inside will like, but the people on the outside aren't curious to look at. So, and this is why I noticed a lot of times when I found this out, because I used to, if I posted something about my travel or something I'm excited about, I got a lot of likes. But if I posted something specifically about my business or my products, it went down significantly. And so what I want you guys to do is look at posting things that are going to create engagement, create a conversation, different questions of things that can get you in conversation with people, and respond to those. So, and that kind of goes into step number 5, which is engage, right? Interact, and to create closer relationships with people. So when you post is when people comment, respond. And I've been guilty of this for many years of posting stuff up, and not, because this is where those connections and those relationships start getting formed. So engage with that content. When you ask a question for someone's birthday and find out, is get into a conversation, engage. So this is this interaction, and this is where you're going to learn. Now, in the beginning, you might be like, oh man, that was awkward, or I didn't do that right, or I messed this up. I promise you, there's going to be so many times you're going to look back and be like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? I remember after my first year, I was like just cringing about the things I used to do. And then a year later, I was cringing about the things I did after my first year. And then a year later, I was like, every year I'm just cringing about why. I'm getting better constantly, but I don't want you to focus on doing it wrong. I want you to focus on getting better and learning to get better, which leads into number 6, which is grow. So read, listen to some kind of personal growth or personal development. I've got about 4 books right here on my desk that I've been popping back and forth in between and doing trainings on, from some of the lessons that I've learned in my life. And personal growth, I think, can be summed up in an easy sentence, which is know where you are today and never be there again. And when we hear leadership is lead your ship. That's it. If you just kind of lead yourself, start leading in the direction that you want to be going, and you'll find, because the biggest challenge and the biggest mindset thing we'll deal with, it's not usually the outer side, the enemy, it's the inner me that will be our biggest fight, our biggest challenge. And it's that conversation that we have with ourselves. And I don't know if you guys know, you talk to yourself. Some of you guys are like, do I talk to myself?
Constantly.
That's the one, right? So you're having these conversations, and for me, I remember that internal struggle, that internal battle, and man, reading the experiences that people had gone through in their lives and in their businesses, was really, really important for me. So growing, and again, I could spend so much time on this, but I can tell you, if you want to learn to compress decades into days, this is how you do it. Find people who have spent decades of their life studying something, mastering something that you can read in a couple of days and really get that information. And number 7 is to plan your day before you start your day. And this is something I learned from Paul J. Meyer, who was the only billionaire that I had a chance to learn from personally a handful of times. And it was something that I treasure dearly, the time that I got to spend with him. And Paul Meyer, was a very big on planning. And he said there's no such thing as time management, because you can't manage time in terms of bottle it, keep it, collect it, save it. You can only manage yourself with the time that you have. So he called it personal management, not time management, to give you more responsibility, as if there was, like, when people say, I don't have time for that, it's like as if time, you can control time in some way. And what he would always say is that if you want to have a successful year, it's about stringing together successful months. Having successful months is about stringing together successful weeks. And having successful weeks is simply stringing together successful days. In other words, if you want to learn how to win your year, you have to learn how to win your days. And if you learn how to win your days, the easiest way to do it is to not wake up in the morning going like, gee, I wonder where today is going to take me, is waking up and executing on your plan. And when there's kind of this fog or blurriness around it, there's this kind of lack of clarity, there's lack of focus, and there's lack of power. So clarity is power. And when you could start getting good at executing on what it is that you knew was going to move you closer towards your dreams, closer towards your goals. And if you had it planned out, and it took a little while to do it. And then after a while, it was very quick. But when you know your day and what you're waking up and what you're doing and when you're doing it, it allows you to sleep better and wake up ready to go. And it's like you get to go tackle your day. And when you can have those triumph days. Now, look, we're all going to have days that are going to get derailed and, go sideways on us. We all have them. But the idea is to not have many of those days strung together where you can continue to grow. And when you look at these 7, this is one of the reasons why I got so excited when I really started studying that all of these things in here were all things that we can do. So let's look at time frames. How long does it take to use your products? A couple minutes? 5 minutes a day. If you're using your products in the morning, let's say you lose 10 minutes, right? Is learn 15 minutes. We're saying at least 15 minutes a day. So how much time is that? 15 minutes. Can you do more? Of course. But let's say you just did 15 minutes. Now, how long does it take to connect to 2 new people every day, or to reach out, to start a conversation, right? Minutes, How long does it take to make a post on social media? Now, for some of you, you're thinking about it too much, so it's taking you a lot longer. But even if you all you did was scroll through and find positive, uplifting memes, and you went, and found great quotes and posted those up, say, hey, here's the one that I loved for today. 5-10 minutes. So engage and grow. So all of these things, when you looked at it, most of this can be done in about an hour in a day.
You're right. Wow.
It's not that much. So an hour a day of content, of focusing on what really matters. Now, here's the big deal is if we put this together, Robert, and it was you and me, and you contacted 2 people today and I didn't, it's not like you're a diamond and I'm not today. Let's say tomorrow you contact 2 people and I did 1, I did something. And then the next day you did 2. And I was like, you know what? I'll do 4 tomorrow. Right. And it's the daily activities. That's why they say it's an apple a day. It's not 365 apples on New Year's. It doesn't work the same way. It's like brushing your teeth. It's twice a day. You can't brush it 700 times on New Year's and have the same impact. So because it's stringing together, it's not the action, it's the habit. And when you start developing these successful habits, when brushing your teeth doesn't become something as a chore and something you have to remind your kids to do, as something that they're doing habitually, that habit allows them to have success for decades. And if you string together, you doing 2, me not doing 2, if you did 2 a day for 5 days a week, that's 10 a week. If you did 50 weeks a year, that's 500 a year. Look, you can't be that bad. Someone's joining. Like, I'm just letting you know. Like, even a busted clock is right twice a day. If you like, you could be like really bad. You're going to find people. And so you can let the numbers work in your favor. But more importantly is none of those daily sevens require talent. None of them. They're not talent-based actions. They are consistency-based actions. So if you can learn one thing, which is to learn how to get yourself to be consistent with these daily actions, I'm telling you, you will be absolutely like enamored with the results that will happen. You just have to be patient when consistent with those actions. If you can decide today, be like, you know what, I'm going to skip the pain of being in and out and in and out, like the gym. Like if you go to the gym and you don't go and you go and you don't go, you don't get in shape. You just get pain every time. So for those of you, if your business seems to have been painful, it's usually because you're starting and stopping. So if you just say, look, all right, give yourself enough time to win here. Give yourself enough runway. Stay consistent. And I can tell you that that's where the magic happens.
Oh, this was so much practical information today. Thank you for joining us, Jesse. I know that all of our agents are going to get a lot of nuggets from this training today because you've been there, you've done it, and it's just what you talked about today just makes a lot of sense. So thank you for joining us today, and I hope you'll come back soon.
Absolutely, anytime. Agents, let's go make it happen.
All right, bye everybody. See you next week.